All right, hello. How are you, everyone? This is Kei, and today is the 9th of September on Saturday. So first, I hope you're having a great weekend, and I hope you will enjoy the live stream today. So today, Saturdays, I usually talk about some psychology or free discussions, but since we are in the new month of September, I will be looking back my own trades, my performance in the month of August. So yeah, I will first share my spreadsheet and show you how many trades I took and what kind of returns I got in the month of August. So yeah, let me get ready here quickly. I just came back, so let me quickly get ready here. Just hold on. Okay, and at the same time, I see your comments. Thank you very much, Nadim and Y, Jalash and Edward, Samsara and Urich and Rosen, BB Gaming and Turung and everyone. Great to see you here. So let me just quickly set things up. So this week has been a really busy week for me. I have been doing lots of projects in the communities, and I am writing a book right now, book of money management, and that's my top priority to finish writing it. So that's one of my biggest projects. And yeah, also I'm creating my own indicator, KTS indicator, and that's also I'm actually doing some reviews on that indicator and doing some tweaks on it. Still have to yeah, do some minor like changes to get it improved. So yeah, it's good to be busy like this. Before, when I was trading alone, before I started YouTube 3 years ago, I was all alone and I didn't have any traders friends. So every time I enter trades, exit trades, it was all myself, and I had no traders friends and I had no one to speak about my trades. And also after I started to become full-time and become profitable, especially, I started not to follow anyone on the internet, so I was all alone. But then I started YouTube. Then I started to meet many people like you here on the internet and YouTube, or physically I meet, and yeah, my life became much brighter in that sense. So yeah, if my knowledge will help traders to improve their trades, then I'm willing to share, and that's something I'm really busy with right now. So it's really productive for me, and it's also for myself too, because I input by reading books, and I input myself knowledges from Ichimoku books or some other books, and I write the books or I speak on the internet like this on YouTube. Then I output those knowledges, and so that it stays in my brain. So I think output is the best way to input yourself. So I once recommended everyone to explain Ichimoku to someone who doesn't know about Ichimoku, and see if he can understand. If you can understand, then that means you mastered Ichimoku. But if he doesn't understand yet, then you have to understand more deeply and more simply. So yeah, learning and speaking is two different brains. But I think if you're able to speak about your knowledge, and if it becomes understandable for anyone, then that means you master one thing and keep going. Okay, all right, I see more people here now. Hello, John, DG, Marco, SGT, Tarandeep, and Conrad, Levinas, Photo, Amor, Master of, and Sandy, and JW, and everyone. Great to see you again. Thank you very much. Okay, so now I'm ready. So let me start officially. So today I will be reviewing my performance in the month of August. So on the chat on YouTube, I made a poll, and my question is, how was your trade performance in the month of August 2023? And so far I get 38 votes and win 53% and lost 47%. So seems like there are slight more winners than losses for overall. But yeah, please vote, and I will come back and in a few minutes and see the result. Let's review the result together. And also my other question is, what do you think the most difficult in the month of August is also my question. So if you can type the answers, that would be great. And after I review my trades, I will come back and check some comments. So, okay, so let me show you my trade performance in the month of August. So, okay, so here is my performance. I took total of 10 trades. Oh, sorry, this may be a bit small, so let me make it bigger for you to be able to see more clearly. So in total, I took 10 trades, and I usually take it, well, I make sure to take 2 trades, two positions in one trade. So if you can see on the left side, these are the name of the pairs, and you see number 1 times 2. So this means Euro AUD, this was the first trade I took on the 1st of August. And I take 2 positions in one trade. So I have 2 positions and 2 stop losses in one trade. And in this way, once the market starts to run profits, I can maximize the profits as long as it goes. So, and when I show you my trade, one of these biggest trades, it was pound AUD. I took 102 pips on 2 positions, and you will see how exactly I took those profits on this. But anyways, I take 10 trades and 2 positions, so total of 20 positions. And out of these 20 positions, I had 7 wins and 10 losses and 3 break-evens. So here, if you closely look at the numbers, my win rate was only 35%. So it's relatively lower than usual. Usually it's a 50%, or if it's 60% of win rate, then it's considered to be already a good strategy. But my performance is 35%. However, I made a profit of 9.9% in the month of August, in the month of August. And that is because I value the risk and the reward ratio more. So risk and the reward ratio is reflected on the profit factor. Profit factor is calculated by gross profit divided by the gross loss. So win and the loss ratio in terms of money is 3.67. So I had 3.67 times more than winners than losers in the month of August. So that's why, even though my win rate is lower, I still make profits. Yeah, win rate is still 35%, but overall my return becomes 9.9%. And this is my strategy, this is my philosophy, so to speak, that I value risk and the reward ratio more than the win rate. And also the reason why my win rate is low is because I take break-even trades as losses too. So if I get break-even trades, then I count them as the losing trades, not the winning trades. And that's why, again, out of 20 positions, I had 13 losses, or 10 losses, 3 break-evens, so technically 13 losses and 7 wins. So that was my performance. So yeah, so let me now look into how many trades and exactly what kind of trades I took one by one. So first I took Euro AUD 1st of August, and I took the loss of 9 pips. So it was really small loss. You know, every time I take 2% risk per trade, so my drawdown was really small. On this one, on these 2 trades, I got 0.36% drawdown times 2. So that's 0.72% loss. So this is much less than 1% drawdown. So even though there were losses, my losses are very small. And that's also the philosophy of my strategy. I keep my losses small as possible. But when it comes to winners, I try to extend the profit as much as possible. So that's why if you look at the drawdown parts, then you will see that the drawdowns are really small. So my max drawdown per trade was 0.5%, and my maximum stop loss I took was 47 pips in the month of August, and my average stop loss pips I took was 32 pips. So in average, 32 pips of stop loss is a bit wider than my usual average per month. Usually my average stop loss is in 20s. So 32 pips of stop loss in average is relatively bigger, and that was because the market was really spiky, and I had to take the bigger stop loss than usual in average. But still, 32 pips is, I think it's still okay. It's not too tight, but it's okay pips. I make sure that I don't take like 100 pips of stop loss. Even 60 pips, I think that would be too big. So I make sure to keep the stop loss pips below 50, I would say, for sure. So that was the pips of stop loss part. So whenever you take trades, my advice is to keep the stop losses as small as possible. But smaller doesn't mean that it's better. You have to put the stop losses on the reasonable places. And when I show you my screenshot of my trades, then you will exactly know how I put those stop losses on these trades. But before moving on, also let me explain this part, the profit and loss part in terms of pips. So my max profit I took was 102 pips times 2, and my max loss pips I took was 26 pips. So here you can also see that whenever I lose, I try to lose smaller as possible. Especially in average, profit was 36 pips, and my average loss was 10 pips. I mean my average losing trades in terms of pips was 10 in average. So 10 to 36 is my profit and loss in terms of pips. So I got more than 30. I got more than 3 risk and the reward ratio in terms of pips. So when I look at these, this is on my own spreadsheet. And when I look back my own trades, first I look at these numbers and see if these values are similar. I mean, profit factor, the profit and loss in terms of money value, risk reward ratio in terms of money, and risk and the reward ratio in terms of pips should be around the same. So that's how those are the numbers I look at it. And when I look at them, 3.67 in terms of money and 3.74 in terms of pips. So these are similar. So I would say that that was overall my trades were very stable. If one of these are off, let's say I get a PF of 3.67, but R multiple will be like 1 or 2, then I may be making some mistakes in terms of the lot calculation or in terms of the risk calculation. I can tell that by looking at these if they are a bit off. or the market may be choppy, and you will see some differences in those numbers. But so yeah, those are the numbers I first look at. And I try to find the areas to improve my trades for the next months. So every month I track all my trades on my own spreadsheet, and I also share my trades in Discord, and yeah, I take screenshot on entries and exits. So Euro AUD, first one I took the loss of 9 pips, and second trade I took was USD CAD. 2nd of August, I took the 26 pips and 22 pips of winning pips. And the third trade I took was AUD USD on the 8th of August, and I got minus 12 pips times 2, and drawdown was 0.48%. Sorry, maybe here you can look at the drawdown like this way. Yeah, so the drawdown was 0.48% times 2. So that was in total about 1% of drawdown. 1% of my account. So that was my drawdown. And the fourth trade I took was on Euro JPY. And that was the win. I took 52 pips and 32 pips of winning trades. And Swiss franc JPY, I took the trade, and that was done on the 10th of August. Well, on the 10th of August, I was very aggressive. I took 1, 2, 3 trades. So my second trade on the 10th of August was on Swiss franc JPY, and it was hold on, sorry. Let me do this on Excel, because it's really, if it's in a screenshot, then I can't highlight, so it's a bit difficult. So let me take the spreadsheet, just hold on. Okay. All right, so here is the spreadsheet. Okay. All right, so yeah, so we were done on a Swiss franc JPY. I took the trade, and that was break even. The market retraced and it hit the break even. And the sixth trade, USD JPY, I took the win of 19 pips, and second position was on the break even. So like this, sometimes I exit 2 stop losses, 2 trades, 2 positions, 2 stop losses at the same time. But when I start to run profits, then I take the partial profit in this way. So I take again 2 positions every time I enter trades, and one of the positions I took 19 pips, and second position I took the break even. So looks like the market didn't go towards my direction after I exit on my first position. So you can see that the market has been really choppy. So I took 3 trades in the month of August because I saw the strong trend overall on JPY pairs. If you remember, also on the 10th or in the middle of August, we saw lots of JPY trends. So I took Euro JPY, Swiss franc JPY, and USD JPY. So yeah, on the 10th of August, I took 6 positions and 52 pips, 32 pips, and 19 pips, and the rest were break even. So that was a good day. And then I took the trade again on the 15th of August, and that was in a loss, minus 26 pips times 2, and my drawdown was 1%, just 1%. And pound AUD, that was my biggest winners on the 16th of August. I took the buy, and it actually went up all the way, and I took 102 pips times 2. And my 9th trade was on pound CAD. That was done on the 17th of August, and I took the small loss of minus 6.1 pips, and my drawdown was 0.28% times 2. And my last trade on the month of August was on Euro Swiss franc. It was down on the 22nd of August. I took sell, and my drawdown was 0.16% times 2. I got the loss of minus 9 pips times 2. So that was overall trades of myself. So by looking back my trades, I noticed few things. One is that the chance of the bigger trends, big pips are so rare in the month of August. But that's usually the case. Usually in the month of August, it's in summertime, summer holiday season. So usually the markets are quiet in Forex. So you may not be able to capture, big pips. And secondly, in these patterns, I have been taking lots of AUD trades. So the first one, Euro AUD, and the third one, AUD USD, and also Pound AUD twice, and that's it. So out of 10 trades, I took 1, 2, 3, 4 trades. Oh, 5 trades actually. 4 trades. 4 trades were done based on AUD pairs. So, and in terms of USD pairs, I took 1, 2, 3 trades. Yeah, so USD pairs appear to be also trending very well in the month of August. That's what I can tell based on this spreadsheet. So it may continue. In the month of September, we may still see some new trends on these pairs, AUD and USD pairs. So let's watch out. So because the market may trend, the trend may continue over time. So if you see patterns of the trends, then it may continue also. Of course, there is no 100%, but it's a tendency among the markets. So yeah, so that's what I can see here. Okay, so yeah, that was my look back on my trades overall in the month of August. So now let me check the poll. Okay, I got 64 votes and win was 48 and loss was 52. So around like 50-50 in this community. So looks like there are some winners and losers in the month of August. Okay. So what do you think was the biggest challenge in the month of August, you think? Please type that on this chat section. So now let me review some of my trades. So let me today pick the best one, which was Pound AUD. I will show you how I took the 1 or 2 pips. And also I will show you how I lost one of these trades. So I will pick the Euro Swiss franc. The last trade was in a loss. So first, let me explain the losing trade, which was on Euro Swiss franc. I took was on the 22nd of August. I took entry on 0.95552 and stop loss with 21 pips. So yeah, this was a screenshot when I took the trade. And actually this trade I took was during when I was doing one-on-one meeting. I took the trade. So when I was watching M5, without knowing, M30 became flat. But I took the trade anyways here, so then this was a screenshot. So what's interesting about this particular trade was I also looked at 1 minute time frame. So this is the zoom in version. And so I am a trend follower, so whenever I see trending markets, I take trades. And when it's ranging, I do not take trades. So here I saw trending market based on Ichimoku. I use Ichimoku Kinko and capture the trending markets. So here, this was the daily time frame. And below here is M30, 30-minute time frame. And on the left up is 5-minute time frame. And on the lower left is 1 minute time frame. So I use multiple time frames like this and look for the best opportunity among the markets. So it's like a sniper. I don't really, randomly take trades. I don't trust my intuition, but every trade and every entries and exits are done logically and rationally. I think it's really important to keep in mind. And that's why we have rules. So here is a daily chart. Kumo, I do look at the Kumo shape, and Kumo was getting bigger and thicker as it goes down. So I see a strong downtrend, strong and stable downtrend on this pair. So the market went down and up, and I was expecting the market goes bearish on the reverse N wave. So that's first how I see as per the macro view on the market. So first I check the daily time frame and break it down to the lower time frame and look for the entry opportunities and exit opportunities. So daily was down, so M30 was looking like this, and M30 also went down. Also, it broke the support and went down. So when I was screening it, Kumo was down, Kijun-sen was also down, Chikou span below candle. Chikou span is also really important. It should be below the candles. Here too, on the daily time frame, Chikou span below the candles, and I thought that this is a nice downtrend, so I was deciding to take entry opportunity. Yeah, so I look at the M5, and 5 minute looks like this. It has been on the reversed N waves. So I see a stable and nice downtrend. So I took the sell here, 0.95552. And my stop loss was above here, above the previous high. It was 0.95770. And I took the stop loss of 21 pips. So again, this one was okay because my stop loss is very small. 21 pips of stop loss for me is really small. I think that will be almost like the smallest pips I take on the stop loss. But sometimes it goes up to like 40 or 50 pips. And if it's reasonable, I take it. But if not, I don't take it. Because if I have the bigger stop loss, then it may take time for the market to retrace all the way and reaches towards the stop loss. But if it's tight, if it's only 21 pips to stop loss, then I can save time. Even if the market reverses like this, then it may happen very soon. It will be only like 10 pips or 15 pips. The market reverses within a few minutes, and I can exit in earlier timings. So I don't like to keep holding my losing trades for a long time. Whenever I see the market retraces, I exit very early timings. So that's one of the reasons why I prefer smaller stop losses every time I enter trades. So that was how I took the entry here. And also in terms of the candlesticks, I saw something good because on M5, like I marked here, there was an inside bar. There was an inside bar breakout. Inside bar is called harami in Japanese. In Sakata-Goho, if you saw the videos, then you may know Sakata-Goho video series in price action. This is the harami or inside bar breakout. So I thought that this is a trend continuation signal along with the daily and 30-minute time frames. So that's one of the reasons why I took the sell. And also when I look at 1 minute time frame, there was also small pin bars and dojis here, and it broke bearish. So if I just zoom in like this, then you see this is 1 minute time frame. 1 minute is really small, but sometimes I check 1 minute to give myself like extra push, like extra confidence to enter trades. So I saw there was a pin bar. Pin bar is like a very tiny body and long wick and some dojis. And this is also pin bar inside. And exactly this bearish bar broke all these supports. So I thought this is a good confirmation, that good signal that the market goes down this way. And after this breakout, there were two dojis. So it may have retraced, but it's okay. If it retraces, then I will just exit in quick timings. So my drawdown will be very small anyways. So it was okay. So that's my thought process of how I took the trade. So again, if you're new to my YouTube, then you may be confused already because I see a lot of things in the market. But basically, I'm a trend follower, so every time when I see trending markets in higher time frames, then that's the one I take trades by Ichimoku. I don't use any indicators besides Ichimoku. I only use Ichimoku and check the Kumo shape, check the location of the price, check the Tenkan-sen, Kijun-sen situations, and Chikou span also, and identify which one I should trade. So I have 21 pairs on my watch list, so I have to select which one to trade. And I never take multiple pairs at the same time. I only take one. Let's say I see 3 trending pairs, then I select one to trade. One of the best pairs to select and take trades. And I break it down to the lower time frames and sniper my entries. So that's my thought process. Yeah. So, and when I took the trade here, then after that, what happened was the market retraced. So, okay, so here, this is when I exited my trade. I took the screenshot, but if I just zoom in like this, okay, again, I took sell here. I took sell on this candlestick, expecting the market may go down this way, but the market went back against my direction. So here at this price level, I already exited. So again, this is my sell position, and here is my stop loss. And I took 21 pips of stop loss and risk 2%. Sorry, in this case, I took 1% risk per trade. And the market goes halfway, and then I exit it manually. So I simply, I press close button twice on my positions because I take 2 positions. So I press close buttons twice, and then that's how I exit manually. So yeah, again, I am a trend follower, so every time I enter trades, I am in the trending market. But sometimes even reverse happens. And when I see the reversal, in this case, the reversal pattern was that the market went up on the N wave, and it broke this pin bar resistance, the yellow line pin bar resistance breakout. Then I also saw that there was also a breakout of this level. So I got multiple reasons to exit, and that's why I exited my trade. So I am more like I'm a swing trader, day to swing trader when it comes to running profits. But when it comes to exiting, I am more like a scalper. So I look at M5, and if my scenario is not happening, not coming true, then I just exit with a very small loss. And that's why my drawdowns are kept really small. Again, sorry, this is not the one. My drawdowns were only like 0.5% per position. So yeah, so that was how I exited my trade. So that was my last trade on Euro Swiss franc. And Swiss franc pairs, I know that they are very spiky. So I think that was just fine to exit, and my drawdown on this trade was only 0.16 times 2. So 0.32% was my drawdown on this one, and that was really small, and that was just fine. So I think exit timing is the most difficult than entry timings. For entries, because you don't see the future markets, you don't see the future candles, you simply apply the strategy to enter trades and you have hope. But psychologically, it becomes difficult to fix the loss. You have to exit with the loss with the rules, and I think that might be challenging if you are still new to trades. Okay, so that was my loss. And also to add to this, the reason why I exit here. So you may wonder, if I exit here, it's okay. It's a small drawdown. But what if the market goes down again this way? Then I may enter again here. I may enter sell and maybe put the stop loss above here and see if it goes down next time. But the reason why I exited on this timing is because you know, the new trend starts from the lower time frames. So when the lower time frame shows bullish, here in this case M5 shows N wave, breakout of this inside, breakout of the doji, and band walking against major direction, and gold cross on stochastic. There are so many like buying pressure here that I can tell. And if buyers continues and sellers give up along the way, then the market continues bullish this way, right? So this is the reason why I exit in earlier timings, because if I keep holding my trades, then I may lose more. So before I lose more, I exit my trade. Because again, the trend starts from the lower time frames. When I see the potential start of the trend on the 5-minute time frame, then that's when I exit my trade, and that's my exit mindset. Again, I'm a trend follower, so every time when I enter trades, yeah, like this, every time when I enter trades, I am on the trending market. You know, this is trending down on the daily M30, and 5-minute was also trending down. But if it starts to be bullish on M5, then 1 hour maybe on M30, 1 hour may be bullish, and daily also may be bullish too. So when I see the hint of the start of the bullishness here on M5, that's when I exit my trade. And that's my, you know, trade philosophy. I don't like to keep holding my losses in a long time in this reason. And it's not healthy in terms of psychology if I keep holding my losing trade. So that was how I exited my trade with some psychology behind on Euro Swiss franc. Okay, and also let me show you one of my good trades that was on, again, pound AUD, AUD I took on the 16th of August. So that was on, yeah, I think that was on this one. Yeah. Right. Yeah, so that was this one. So here, this was the 16th of August. I took the buy entry here, and I put the stop loss below the pushback. And this is M5. I saw uptrend on higher time frames, so I took the buy entry here, and expecting that the market goes towards my direction. And initially, it didn't happen. Initially, the market ranged. So it just went up and down. So I was patiently waiting for the time to move my stop losses. And finally here, I saw the new N wave. So I moved the stop loss above my positions. That's what I call break-even lines. I moved the stop losses above my positions so that even if the market retraces, I don't lose. So this is a part of my strategy, is I move the stop losses as I monitor chart. If the market goes towards my direction, I set break even. And then after I set break even, I simply leave chart for a couple of hours. So next time when I came back to chart was, I think, here around this area. I came back, and that was in the morning time in Dubai. I was sleeping, so I didn't do anything basically. And I think that was AUD news that actually moved the market all the way up like this way. But I was sleeping, so I was not watching the chart. So then the market retraced, range. So I wake up in the morning here, and I saw higher time frames became flat already. So I moved both stop losses here below the pushback. Below this pushback, I moved the stop losses, and leave chart. And I came back to chart around here, like somewhere here, all the way down. I came back, then I noticed that I took the profit of 103 pips on stop losses. So stop losses became TP in this case, which is usually the case with my strategy. I move the stop losses higher and higher, and that becomes the take profit level. So in the end, if you may know already that this part became the tail, the end of the trend is the tail of the fish, and the beginning of the trend is the head of the fish, and I get the body part. So maybe I will redo it like this way. Tail and head of the fish analogy. So this is tail and this is a head. I put a nice eye and smiling fish swimming downwards, and I get the body part. So that as a trend follower, I only aim to get the body part only. I don't try to get the head or the tail of the fish because it's risky. And let's say you take the profit here, then it may go up again. But if we exit on the body part, if you become patient to wait until the market retraces to the body part, then finally fix profit. Otherwise, there may be some potential pips way up, and body may be bigger and bigger still. So that's the logic behind. So in fact, in this case, after I exit my trade, then the market went down straight. So I would say that that was the perfect exit timing. So you may think that I was missing these pips, but it's okay. This is tail that I don't eat. Yeah, so in this trade, the body happened to be 103 pips, but other times the body became bigger or smaller, but it depends. But when I enter trade, I never expect these big pips. I never expect it. I simply follow my strategy and do what I can do, and look for the trending markets with my strategy and simply apply my strategy and see how it goes. With the proper risk management, it's possible. So yeah, that's how I took my profit on this one. Okay, so now let me come back some comments. All right, so let's see. Again, thank you very much, everyone. Good to see you. Okay, so let me come back to the poll. All right, I got 92 votes, win 46%, and loss 54%. Okay, all right. So there were a slight number of losing traders than winning traders in the month of August. But I thought there will be more losing traders. But it was almost like the same, 50-50, almost. Okay, so let me see some of the comments. Emor, thanks for joining. Regarding those markets, let me do it tomorrow. I will be doing tomorrow the Sunday's weekly forecast. Then I will talk about it. Okay. Oh, JW, thanks for joining. Yes. Looking forward for you also to be back in Dubai. Yes. Okay, Yurit says your book on money management will also be of interest of traders who do not use your Ichimoku strategy. Yeah, this spreadsheet is something I created on my own. Originally, it wasn't looking that beautiful. I didn't have any colors. I didn't have any numbers like this. But after I started to teach, I start to put these numbers and graph so that it looks more, easier to identify your numbers. For the training purpose, I lay out the spreadsheet like this. But originally, it wasn't that details. I was only putting down like the pairs and date and time, buy, sell, price, lot size, pips, and exit, and some comments, and the result. But still, you can still do it manually. You don't have to have this kind of spreadsheet. You can still do it manually. and input the numbers, and make sure you take screenshots of your entry and exits like this and save it on your PC so that you can look back in the future. Sometimes I look back my own trades like 5 years ago and I laugh myself. 5 years ago, I was still like a newbie, I feel, as of now. So I see how much I learned and I perfect my strategies compared to 5 years ago. So it's like an album of your trades, and sometimes you feel warm, warm heart when you look back all the trades. Okay, Alan says, hello sir, I'm in Align. Okay, great to hear someone also from this region. What is your biggest win and loss in dollars? My biggest win was, so again, I don't really look at the numbers in terms of money because money is not really important. Only ratios are important because ratios are universal. Money only depends on how much you have. But just for the sake of information, my biggest win was 14,308 times 2. That was done in one trade, 2 positions. So that was $28,600 in one trade was the biggest. And my biggest loss I took was, this one, $2,096 times 2. So about $4,200 in one trade was my biggest loss. Yeah, that was in money value. Okay, all right, let me check some more comments. Paul says, hi Kei, which Ichimoku settings do you have? Standard or different? I use a standard, the regular Ichimoku settings. I never change Ichimoku settings because I have changed a lot many times in the past. And I gave up. I found the original Ichimoku settings are the best. So that's why I use the original one now. Ahmed says, I wonder if you ever reinvest the returns of your trading in other places outside of Forex. I am still looking for the places to invest other than Forex, but I haven't done it yet. But I want to invest in gold and also index or stock markets. That's my future plan. If I see some nice trending markets per Ichimoku, then I will buy some shares or indices. But so far, not yet. Okay, John says, the month of August was a bit tricky. Most days were retracing in my opinion. Okay, yeah, usually summertime, the market tends to retrace more than other months. So I think that requires patience. But as far as I see, I understand, I saw some trends like this. So I think I think it's always better to check charts every day, possibly at least twice or 3 times, then look for the trending markets possibly. Yeah, so yeah, I think that's my comment. Okay, Tim says it was difficult to trade between the financial reports because they were unpredictable. Right. Yeah, whenever the news happens, then the market tends to go against the major direction, and yeah, that was difficult. Actually, it has been a pattern throughout this year of 2023. It's but 2021, 2022, I remember that lots of news. Most of the times, the market broke the major resistance, and one of these big news created some new big trends. So in that sense, that was easier to capture more pips for the last 2 years. But seems like not this year. Yeah, I agree with that. Okay. All right, Arvin, good to see you. And Tonderai, thank you for joining. Also, good to see you. Thank you very much for the comment. Okay, Lei, also good to see you too. Chuck Davis says, hi K, is a drawdown column calculated based on the 400K account or the running based balance of the account, including accumulated wins and losses. Oh, this the balance drawdown right here. Right, drawdown percentage is based on the running balance. Yeah, it's based on running balance. Yes. Okay, so in the month of August, I started with 40,000 USD, but in the month of September, I'm starting bigger amount. But 40,000, I take 2% of 400,000 USD. I take 2% of 400,000. But if I keep winning trades, then I start to take, let's say, 443,000 2%. And if I keep losing, let's say if 400,000 becomes 380,000, then I take 2% of 380,000. So I don't change the risk per trade, but I change the way I calculate the risk per trade. In this way, I always take 2% of what I have when I take trades. Okay. Okay, so let me check some other comments. Okay, let me see. Okay, again, thank you very much. I see lots of comments. Very good to see you, everyone. Let me just show you these columns. Okay, good to see you again. Let's see. I will be ending the live in about a few minutes. But let me see. Let me select some of other comments. Sergio says, my challenge was adapting my trading style to overlapping August daily bars to capture intraday moves. Okay, yeah. Yeah, in general, August is difficult. But we have to keep going. We never know. Usually after August, September can be good, better, or October can be better. Usually the case, but we never know. In the month of September could be very tricky, or October could be also very tricky. So I think consistency is the most important. We have to check charts every day. Whenever you see that opportunities, you take, and we just have to keep going. Yeah, in the beginning, I started with 10,000 USD. You can actually come to my webpage. This is my webpage, and click on case profile. And you can get to this page. And if you scroll down, then you get all my profile and biography, how I started my trades, and my asset, balance here since 2013 with some losses and wins. And also in 2020, I started to track my record on this spreadsheet as of now. And every month I posted my performance. So yeah, you can actually check this webpage and look into it. Okay, let's see. Okay, Ted says, may I know why you exit the £2 AUD at the same time? I remember you saying you would normally set two different stop loss prices. Oh yeah, this one, I think I already explained it, but if you're, maybe I'm reading the old comment. But yeah, here I exited here two positions at the same time because I see the 4 hour became flat. When H4 becomes flat, that means the market is retracing. Like if you check the trading view, and if you only take these, Kijun-sen flat parts, then most likely whenever Kijun-sen is flat, that's when the market retraces. Let me do it bigger maybe so that you can see more clear. So every time Kijun-sen becomes flat like this, that's when the market tends to retrace. 10-3 trades or range, and that's when I exit my trade. That's when I look for my exit timing. And that's why I saw higher time frame became flat, and I exit 2 trades at the same time. That's a reason behind. Prati, yeah, that's right. The fish got created while sleeping. That's true. And that's the best. That's the best when I'm sleeping, when I'm not doing anything, but I still make profits. That's only doable in investments, in tradings. Yeah. Okay. Oh, Costa, thank you very much for reminding the like button. If you liked it so far, please press like button before you leave. That would be great. Thank you very much. Yeah, Bollinger Bands, I have some videos, so please check them. Okay. Okay, so let me take one last comment. Okay, Warren says, dear Kaysen, how much USD you think it's the minimum to prepare for moving to Dubai? Oh, that's about Dubai moving. I think I will talk about that on my second YouTube channel. This is main, and I prefer to talk about trading related topics, but I would say it depends on how much where you stay and where you want to live. Yeah, it varies, so it depends on your lifestyle too and expectation. But yeah, you can write me an email and I can share some examples. Okay, so yeah, I guess I'm about to finish the live today, but thank you very much for joining everyone again. I hope you're having a great weekend. So every month when the new month starts, make sure to look back your trades. Sometimes you may not look back. Without looking back, you may proceed to the next month and you may only see forward. But just like driving a car, you have to also see the rear mirror or side mirrors so that you see what's happening on the back side so that you can keep on going forward. So I think we have to have like, 2 eyes, forward and also backwards. If you only look at the forwards, then you may not notice some mistakes and you may lose bigger and bigger and you may have to quit your trading. So I recommend you to always look back your trades and try to find the areas to improve and apply it on the next trades. So my mantra is the next trade is the best trade. So I always keep that in mind and keep on improving my trades so that my next trade will become the best trade. Okay, thank you very much everyone. I hope you have a great rest of the weekend. And tomorrow I will be doing the weekly forecast on Sunday's topic. So hope to see you tomorrow. So thank you very much again. Until I see you next time, please stay healthy, stay safe, stay gold. Okay, bye for now. Mata ne. Thank you very much.